Hello, and welcome again to Irene's Book Club. So, we're going to read Competitive Colin, a story from the world's worst children, illustrated in glorious color by Tony Ross. Competitive Colin. Colin Clont hated being short. He felt everyone was looking down on him the whole time. In fairness to them, they couldn't help it. Every night, Colin would lie in bed and curse his parents for being short and making him short. It's not fair, blessed my titchy mom and dad. Because of them, I will never be tall, he would say to himself, but I will show everyone that I am a giant among men. Colin had to win at everything. Rules and fair play meant nothing to him. He had to be the winner, number one. Because he was so competitive, Colin was not good company. When playing pass the parcel at parties, he would never let go of the parcel, even if the grown-up in charge spun it around the room to try to get it off it. I am not letting go. For musical chairs, he was even worse. Colin would stick a chair to the bottom of his trousers with super glue at the start of the game, so he couldn't lose. I am the winner. Once, in a game of hide and seek, the boy hid in the chest of drawers for a whole week. Because he was so adamant, he would never be found, and that he'd be crowned hide and seek champion forever. Ha ha. Colin would watch TV quiz shows and memorize the answers. Then he would watch them on repeat with his parents and shout out all the answers before they could. I am the cleverest! So this is him, and he was actually cheating in everything. If the boy was taking part in a three-legged race, he would borrow his grandma's wooden leg and strap it to his own. That way, he wouldn't be slowed down by being tied to anyone else. I want gold. Here's your leg back, Granny. He would shout as he hurled it across the playing field at her, causing her to topple to the ground. Oof! If Colin was losing badly at a board game, the boy would simply kick the board and all the counters up in the air and pretended it was an accident as he crossed his legs. Bash! Let's just say I won that one. In sack races, Colin would cunningly conceal a mini motorbike under his sack and zoom past the other children. Brum, brum, brum. When playing musical statues, Colin would dip himself in the cement and let it dry first. That way he couldn't move a muscle and would win the game. The downside was that he had to be smashed out of the cement afterwards with a sledgehammer. Ouch! In exams, Colin would make sure he came top of the class every time by using a mini microphone, an earpiece, and a horn with a pile of textbooks outside, who had bribed with chocolate. 100% again! In running races at school, Colin would bring his own starter pistol along. This he would only fire once he had crossed the finish line. In football matches, Colin would tie the ball to his foot, so he never had to pass it and it would be impossible for anyone else other than him to score. Bang! Goal! I won! Most nights, Colin would add a cup, medal, or certificate to the huge trophy cabinet he had in his bedroom. Whenever he did win something, the boy gave himself a pat on the back. Well done, Colin, he would tell himself, because he had appeared to come talk and everything. News soon spread. There were stories in local newspapers. Local lad wins a medal or something despite being short. So this is him playing soccer at school, and he was like really cheating. So it was really sad. Before he broke through to national newspaper. Wonder Kid, little boy, wins big. Eventually, Colin found himself being interviewed on television. That's a mightily impressive trophy cabinet, Colin, the presenter remarked. Thank you. I guess I am the best at everything. And what's incredible is looking at you. You can be more than 5 years old. I am 10. Oops. Sitting in his oak-paneled office watching the interview was the head of the British Olympic team, Lord Sock. Sock was a portly old man with a bushy white mustache, who in the distant past had been an athlete himself. This boy is the answer to our prayers, he exclaimed. He's a winning machine. The man looked up at the boy's number and picked up the telephone right away. Ring, 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 ring. Colin Cond? He asked. Yes, I am Lord Sock. You may have heard of me. Yes, of course, sir. I mean, Lord. Our top athlete has broken his leg in training, and it's the 100-meter sprint on Saturday. Colin Clot, your country needs you to bring home the gold. The other end of the line went quiet. The boy felt sick to his stomach. Cheating in a school sports day was one thing, but trickery in the Olympic Games was quite another. Colin, are you there? Yes, I am here, Lord Sock. The boy's mind was racing. He began to imagine the glory of winning. If he was the fastest man in the world, his height would never be mentioned again. Oh, golden haze filled his head. There was no bigger competition in the world than the Olympic Games. There was no bigger prize than the Olympic gold medal. Competitive Colin couldn't help himself. Well, boy, you have made up your mind. Yes, and it's a yes. Splendid. We will see you at the British Olympic team training camp first thing tomorrow. It's only an hour away. Or for you if you run half an hour. But, Lord, the boy spluttered. He looked at his trophy cabinet. He realized there wasn't one award he had received on merit. He had cheated horrendously to win everything. Yes, boy, I prefer to train alone. Alone? In all these years, Sport Lord Sock had never heard of such a thing. Yes, in my bedroom, your bedroom. Now, the man was utterly incredulous. Yes, Lord, but this is the 100-meter sprint. How big is your bedroom? I don't know exactly, Lord. Hazard a guess? 5 meters across. Well, how are you going to practice running 100 meters in such a small room? Colin thought for a moment. I will run around in circles. The boy had a point. Well, your sports record speaks for itself. We will see you on the day of the race. Don't let us down, Colin. With that, Lord Sock hung up the telephone. Colin felt wobbly and slumped on his bed. He was going to have to think of something big. If he had to pull off a victory at the Olympic Games, that night he stayed awake until dawn, dreaming up all the different ways he could cheat. Fire himself out of a cannon and fly past the finish line. Block the way of his competitors by herding sheep on the track. Bah, bah, bah. Attach the back of other competitors' underpants to heavy weights. So as they set off, they ping straight back. Ping! So this is a guy, and he was dreaming. Tie everyone's shoelaces together so as soon as they start to pistol files, the runners all crash to the ground in a heap. Oof! Drive an ice cream van on the running track and serve all his fellow competitors free giant Mr. Whippies, giving them indigestion before the race. Burp, burp. Let off a stink bomb at the start line. Pooh! Use a sleigh and a pack of huskies on the hope they might make him go faster. Woof, 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 woof,